$100,000. That number sounds huge. But in 2026 America, it's shockingly humble. I'm about to show you exactly what your money gets in different parts of this country. And some of these might shock you. We're talking real estate, cars, business opportunities, and lifestyle choices. By the end of this video, you'll understand why $100,000 means completely different things depending on where you live. Before we dive in, hit that subscribe button. Because in the next video, I'm breaking down how to multiply that $100,000 into $500,000. And that strategy is only available to subscribers. Let's go. Here's the reality. $100,000 is simultaneously a lot of money and not nearly enough. It depends entirely on where you're spending it and what you're buying. In San Francisco, $100,000 gets you a down payment on a condo. In rural Mississippi, it literally buys you a fully paid home. Today, I'm breaking this down by region, by category, and I'm being brutally honest about what you actually get. No sugarcoating, just real numbers and real situations. Let's start with real estate because that's usually the biggest purchase Americans make. $100,000 in the housing market is where we see the most dramatic differences. On the coasts, you're looking at maybe 10 to 15% of a down payment. In the Midwest and South, you're buying entire homes outright. Let me show you what this actually means. In Los Angeles or San Francisco, $100,000 is a down payment. After closing costs, you're looking at qualifying for a mortgage on maybe a $400,000 to $500,000 property. That gets you either a small condo in a decent neighborhood or a fixer-upper house in a commuter area. Your monthly mortgage payment? $2,500 to $3,500 depending on rates. That doesn't include property taxes, which in California are actually reasonable at 1.25%. But in absolute dollars, you're paying $5,000 to $6,000 annually. Honest reality. You're buying a modest asset in an expensive market, not a home free and clear. In Columbus, Ohio or Des Moines, Iowa, $100,000 buys you a quality home. You're looking at 2 to 3 bedroom homes in solid neighborhoods, fully renovated, ready to move in. Some areas, you can actually find homes under $100,000, meaning you're walking away with a paid-off house and remaining cash. Monthly costs? Property tax is maybe $100 to $150 per month. Insurance around $80 to $120. This is genuinely life-changing. You own it outright. No mortgage stress. Just maintenance and taxes. Let's talk cars. $100,000 buys you very different vehicles, depending on what you're buying new versus used. New car? $100,000 gets you a legitimately nice vehicle. You're looking at premium brands, BMW, Mercedes, entry-level models, higher-end Autos, or top-tier American trucks and SUVs. You walk into a dealership with $100,000 cash, and you're driving out in a seriously solid vehicle. But here's the honest part. You're losing $15,000 to $20,000 in depreciation the moment you drive off the lot. The moment you have it financed and make payments, that $100,000 was probably not the smartest financial move. Monthly payments, insurance, registration, maintenance. You're bleeding cash every single month. Used market is where $100,000 actually makes sense. You're buying a 2 to 3 year old luxury SUV, full maintenance history, under 40,000 miles, basically still under factory warranty. Or you're buying multiple vehicles, a primary reliable car, a project car, a backup transportation. Resale value holds much better in the used segment. Depreciation curve is already happened to the previous owner. This is actually a smart $100,000 move if you need reliable transportation. Now, let's talk business. Can you start a business with $100,000? Absolutely. Should you? Depends entirely on the business model. Service business, consulting, digital marketing agency, freelance collective. $100,000 is actually generous startup capital. You need maybe $10,000 for initial setup. Website, basic equipment, software subscriptions, LLC formation. Your biggest cost is probably client acquisition and marketing. $20,000 to $30,000 in initial marketing gets you rolling. The other $50,000 to $60,000? That's your operational runway for 6 to 12 months, while you're building client base. Honest assessment. Many service businesses fail because founders run out of capital before getting clients. $100,000 gives you reasonable runway. E-commerce or physical product business. $100,000 is realistic. You're looking at maybe $10,000 to $15,000 for product development and first manufacturing run, $20,000 to $30,000 for inventory, $15,000 to $20,000 for initial marketing and advertising, $10,000 to $15,000 for website and infrastructure. You've got $30,000 to $40,000 left as buffer. This actually works if your product has genuine demand. The brutal truth: 70% of e-commerce businesses fail in first 2 years. $100,000 doesn't guarantee success. It gives you runway to fail, learn, and potentially pivot. Physical store? $100,000 is tight but possible for a small knit shop. Rent deposit and first 3 months, maybe $15,000. Build out and fixtures, $20,000 to $30,000. Initial inventory, $20,000 to $25,000. Permits and legal, $5,000. You're already at $60,000 to $75,000. Marketing and operating buffer, $25,000 to $40,000 remaining. Reality: most small retail businesses need $150,000 to $250,000 to launch properly and survive the critical first year. $100,000 as a solo founder in retail is ambitious. Possible? Yes. Comfortable? No. What about investing $100,000 in education? 1 year of a top private university costs $80,000 to $85,000 just for tuition. Add room and board, and you spent your $100,000 on literally 1 year. That's not a smart allocation unless you're talking about a specific high ROI degree, medical school prerequisites, engineering program at a target school, or an MBA from AT20 school. Most bachelor's degrees? State schools run $25,000 to $35,000 yearly. You could get a quality 4-year degree for under $100,000 and still have money left over. Alternative: spend $20,000 to $30,000 on specialized training, coding boot camps, data science certifications, trade certifications, digital marketing masterclasses. Keep the other $70,000 to $80,000 as runway while you transition careers and build a portfolio. This is actually more intelligent use of capital than a traditional degree for many people in 2026. Blow the whole $100,000 on lifestyle? A luxury vacation for a year? First-class travel, 5-star hotels, fine dining constantly? You can do it. You can travel the world for 12 months, spending $8,000 monthly. You'll have the experience of a lifetime. You'll also end with 0 assets and 0 money. Some people think this is worth it. Financially, it's the opposite of building wealth. You're consuming and appreciating asset money to create depreciating assets, experiences, meals, travel. Now, I'm not anti-travel. I'm just saying be honest about what you're doing. Trading capital for temporary experiences. More sustainable. Take $20,000 and do a 3-month sabbatical or travel experience. Invest $50,000 in real estate or starting a business. Keep $30,000 liquid for opportunities or emergencies. This way you're creating experiences and building wealth. That's the honest approach to wealth building. You can have experiences and financial security. It's not either/or. Invest $100,000 in the stock market at age 25 at 7% average annual returns. You're looking at roughly $1.6 million by age 65. Same investment at 35? You're looking at $700,000 to $800,000. Same investment at 45? $350,000 to $400,000. This is why time in the market beats timing the market. $100,000 in index funds is genuinely one of the smartest things a young person can do with that capital. Boring? Absolutely. Effective? Mathematically undeniable. Real estate investment with $100,000. You could buy one property in an affordable market outright, rent it, and let it cash flow. Or you could use $100,000 as 20% down payment on a $500,000 property, get a mortgage, and leverage that capital. One property in affordable market, maybe $300 to $500 per month cash flow after expenses. Same time frame as stocks. You're looking at property appreciation plus equity paydown plus monthly cash flow. Both approaches work. The choice depends on your risk tolerance and management preference. Here's what $100,000 can't buy in 2026 America. It can't buy you a comfortable life in San Francisco or New York without additional income. Can't buy you a medical degree. Can't buy you a business that requires significant capital. Manufacturing, franchise operations, anything requiring heavy equipment. Can't buy you a year of truly idle time if you're in a major city. Can't buy you early retirement unless you're already at a certain wealth level. And it definitely can't buy you everything you might want. It forces you to choose. That choice is actually valuable. It forces prioritization. Are you buying a house or starting a business? Are you investing or experiencing? Are you playing offense or defense financially? $100,000 forces that question. That's not a limitation. That's actually helpful. So what does $100,000 actually buy you in America? The honest answer, a decision point. It's a life-changing amount of money that's simultaneously not enough to do everything. In rural America, it's a fully paid house and a cushion. In a major city, it's the beginning of an asset, not a complete asset. In business, it's realistic runway for a year or two. In education, it's maybe 1 year at a top university. In the stock market, it's potential wealth generation. The real answer? $100,000 buys you options. It buys you the ability to make a meaningful choice instead of working paycheck to paycheck. That's actually the most valuable thing it buys. The power to choose your next move instead of being forced into it. That's worth more than any single purchase. Here's what I want you to do. Subscribe right now if you're thinking strategically about money. I'm dropping a video next week on how people actually turned $100,000 into $1 million. And the strategies might surprise you because most of them aren't what you'd expect. Comment below. If you had $100,000 right now, what would you buy? I'm actually reading comments, and I might feature your answer in the next video. Hit that notification bell. Thanks for watching. See you next one.